We're back at the Community Stadium after Leamington's second away win of the season on the road against Bradford Park Avenue on Saturday, extended their unbeaten run to 9 league games, just 3 games adrift of the record held by a Break side under Holleran of 12 set in 2013. Tonight sees the Breaks go toe-to-toe with Southern Premier League Central side St Ives for the first time in 5 years. The victor of this tie has a date waiting for them with Hollywood's newest cast member Wrexham in the 3rd round. Sitting comfortably in mid-table, the Saints scored 2 stoppage time goals to come from behind and beat Grantham last week to book their place at the Community Stadium tonight. Leamington ends the competition this season at the 2nd round proper stage, and Holleran will be hoping to break the cup curse once again to go on to one better than last season when they crashed out the competition on penalties against Concord Rangers in the round of 16. By Williams, flicked on towards that back post, and Weaver had to be alert with Richards looming and make the catch. 17 minutes on the clock. Leamington with the first opportunity really to load that box with bodies. Sam Osborne on the corner from the left-hand side. In it goes, it's deep towards Jack Lane. He's just muscled out of it, and it's into the hands of Conway, who can look to get his team back down the other end. And immediately it's Hicks who's away down the left flank. Leamington look very stretched here, struggling to get back. Gayassi now level with the edge of the penalty area on the left-hand side, looking to take on Martin inside on his right foot. And just sent the effort all over the crossbar and high and wide and not handsome. But St Ives breaking with so much pace and ferocity and electricity there. Howell under pressure from Edwards, loses out. He's Potter, turns away well, fancies his chances from distance and almost called out Jake Weaver. Had to be on his toes there and get his full body behind the ball. Edwards flicks inside, wants a free kick, not given by the referee. Bateman outside of the foot towards Gassy, turns away from Martin well. Plenty of green grass to sprint into, but Martin is with him stride for stride. Gassy again just drifting inside and looking for that bottom corner, forcing Weaver into the save down to his right hand side, and Morrison has to clear out for a throw-in, but Gassy is very much the danger man for St Ives. Every time he gets on the ball, Martin looks a bit like he's struggling and almost found that bottom corner once again. Morley infield to Clark, fires into the body of Smith. Loose touch from him allows May to latch onto it. About 20 yards from goal. Here's Sam Osborne. This time we can skip away from Toseland. Left-footed drive, low, and straight into the arms of Conway. And again we see Osborne, as much as Giassi, the other end, wants to get it on his right foot, we always see Sam Osborne wanting to drift in field. And luckily he can get that shot away as he did so there, but it was straight and tame into the arms of Conway. Simeon May in towards Edwards. Waldron searching for Smith. Couldn't quite get enough contact on it, Lance Smith.
Great ball from Danny Waldron, wasn't it? Absolutely fantastic. He whipped it into that far post area and Lance Smith come diving in, but just couldn't quite get a pure connection on it.
Just over half an hour played. Leamington 0, St Ives 0. Still in deadlock here at the Community Stadium as the ball looks to find its way towards Waldron, who gives Leamington the lead. It's the definition of Route 1. A free kick by Jake Weaver has found its way all the way through, eluded the whole of the St Ives defence, but Danny Waldron was on hand to get his first competitive goal for Leamington.
Yeah, well, a good goal, a good confidence booster for Danny Waldron, but like you say, it was the definition of Route 1, wasn't it? The ball went up and I think Lance Smith might have just occupied 2 defenders from St Ives and the ball beat them. It seemed to beat the defender and the keeper wasn't sure, and Danny Waldron was happy to just lap that one up and, like you say, bury home his first competitive goal of the season.
Osborne then on the free kick, fizzed in towards the penalty spot, comes out towards Clark, shaped to a rather speculative half volley. Osborne will whip it back in. Smith finds the bottom corner, expertly dispatched from Lance Smith, and it's the old 1-2 for Leamington. 2 goals in the space of 3 minutes for the hosts. May have just sunken St Ives' spirits in the first half here at the Community Stadium. Leamington lead by 2 goals to 0 in the Buildbase FA Trophy. Lance Smith.
Yeah, really happy to see Lance Smith on the score sheet. No less than his performances in recent weeks have deserved. But like you say, it's the jab from Danny Waldron and the uppercut from Lance Smith, isn't it? 2 punches in quick succession from Leamington. Great goal from Lance Smith. Fantastic delivery, and he tucked it away neatly into that far post area.
Morley just putting his hands out, saying, "Where are my options?" One of them is Lance Smith, who's nodded through towards Waldron. He's away down the left flank. Waldron turns back inside, once on his right foot, bends towards the back post. Osborne! And a save that had to be made by Conway at his near post. Well, actually, it's come off the outside of the post, beg your pardon. The keeper's got no touch on it, so Osborne striking the outside of the post, inches away from his marking his 10th Leamington goal.
Yeah, it was good header from him. Not often you'd expect him to be associated with headed finishes, but unfortunately for Leamington, Sam Osborne's header, as you say, just found the outside of the post.
St Ives will come again, and they're in down the left-hand side, and Weaver with a fantastic save to deny them away back into the contest. Gassi will pick up for St Ives onto his left foot, and again it's charged down by Simeon May. St Ives may come again, but it's St Ives who actually win the free kick. But another great save by Jake Weaver from Richards to keep his side 2-0 ahead and keep that 2-goal buffer intact. Simeon May, really lovely footwork from him. Inside to Smith. Morley's made his way up from left back. Here he is, the number 3. Might fancy himself. Does so from distance. Takes deflection and almost found the bottom corner, just the wrong side of the post. But you can see what he was trying to do. Just hit it with the outside of his left foot. Looking to fizz an arrow towards that bottom corner. But the St Ives man got in the way. And it comes from Bateman. All the way across into the 6-yard box. Still not clear from Leamington. But the loose ball picked up by Morley and slammed clear out of a goalmouth scramble. As I say, this game is not over by any stretch of the imagination, with St Ives licking their lips now. Here's Leek turning inside, feeds Hicks with the outside of his right foot, searching for that top right-hand corner, and not too far away. Smith does well to control the edge of the penalty area and invite Osborne to open his box of tricks. Dinks across the penalty area. Smith arriving, and Smith glances it into the bottom corner. Another chance expertly dispatched from Lance Smith, and it's that old combination again. Sam Osborne and Lance Smith, the tricky winger, the expert poacher, and it's 3 for Leamington, and that could just be the knockout blow, Shaun.
Well, it's just such good play as well, wasn't it? Because the ball was pinged over to Steph Morley, and he pings a fantastic ball into Lance Smith, who controls brilliantly, and his control allows him to open his body up and play that ball out to Sam Osborne. And we know the trickery, we know what Sam Osborne possesses. He gets down that wing and he whips a fantastic low whip ball in, buries the ball into the bottom corner, and Leamington find themselves 3-0 up. Lance Smith has a brace, and Leamington now can look to make changes.
Leamington 3, St Ives 0, and it's the breaks in a very, very commanding position now. Waldron looks to dink the goalkeeper and almost found that bottom corner, just finding the roof of the net rather than the back of it. Meredith stretching his legs for the first time in the game. Anderson whips into the front post, and Smith almost finding his hat-trick, and Waldron almost grabbing his brace at the back. Anderson long into the penalty area, that's the edge of the penalty area really. He's headed out towards Clark. He's got Simeon May on the left flank, here he is. May into the penalty area. Edwards rising back across the face of goal. Leamington shouting for hands, nothing given by the referee as it comes back out to Cameron Anderson. Anderson looking to try howl for size, driving inside. Anderson on his left foot. Off the post, agonising for Leamington, agonising for the breaks. And for Cameron Anderson, well, it sort of seemed to move in slow motion there. He sort of seemed to scuff the shot with his left foot after doing all the hard work himself, leaving Luke howl for dust in his wake and almost trying to bend it into that bottom corner. And time sort of stood still as it ricocheted agonisingly off of that base of the post. Smith flicks on Waldron, looking to benefit, and it's squirmed through for Waldron's brace. So unlucky for Conway in the St Ives net. It's gone bad, from bad to worse for St Ives. And while that might have been a third goal may have been a knockout blow, the fourth surely spells game over for the away side. Yeah,
and maybe one that I think that the keeper Martin Conway will feel he could have done better with. The shot was potentially straight at him, but hit with real venom from Waldron and squirmed through his body. And well, Danny Waldron has a brace, Lance Smith has a brace, and now it's the battle of the hat-tricks. Can anyone nick a hat-trick before the end of this game is out?
2 for Waldron, 2 for Smith, 4 for Leamington, and surely now a third round tie for the breaks. Leamington 4, St Ives 0, and we've still got about 13 minutes on the clock. May will pick up in the centre circle and invite Meredith to burst forward. He's got plenty of gold shirts to aim for. One of them is English, taken off his head by Stocken. Waldron turning inside, fancies himself from distance. This time Conway gets a full body behind it and denies Waldron a hat-trick goal. English. And towards Anderson. Morley fires in towards the penalty area. Waldron with the header just off target.
Really well worked again from Leamington though, isn't it? Fantastic play, moved the ball from right to left, good controlled possession. Steph Morley over on that left hand side, whips another great ball in, and Danny Waldron unfortunately couldn't bury the ball into the back of the net with the header and has just glanced it wide.
Anderson meanwhile drifting in field, might break for Clark who picks up the loose ball. Morley cantering down the left flank. Clark all sorts of space to measure the cross into the penalty area. Anderson rising, can't quite direct his header on target. Was always just a bit too high for Anderson to do anything useful with it, and in the end it just glanced off his forehead and behind for a goal kick. Boxer can only head it towards Smith on his left foot for the hat-trick, finds the back of the net. Hat-trick hero Lance Smith. His first for the breaks, the first hat-trick of the season, and it's Lance Smith in the second round of the FA Trophy. Broke through him on the edge of the penalty area, picked it up, waltzed past the one of the defenders, and from the penalty spot blasted it past Conway. Absolutely no mistake about that, and Lance Smith gets the match ball, and it's Leamington 5, St Ives 0. And surely now they've put their name on that paper next to Wrexham in the next round.
Wow. Over the last few weeks, Lance Smith has deserved his goals, and to get 3 tonight I think is really going to add to his confidence, and hopefully something he can now carry into the league form.
Simeon May picks up in the centre circle. Here's Meredith.
Really impressed with Meredith since he's come on as well. He's been really good. Him and Anderson down this side since they've swapped with Martin and Osborne.
Again, Meredith turning away really well, standing up towards the back post, but it's too close to Conway, straight in to the arms of the goalkeeper. But yes, as you say, a very efficient performance from Meredith down in front of us over this right flank. I think made easier, all the more easier by the Leamington dominance in this second half. And there's the full-time whistle, and it's marks the end of a very comprehensive performance from the breaks. 2 quick-fire goals in the first half after the half-an-hour mark. Really took the wind out of the St Ives sail that they were building up with some neat play of their own. 10 unbeaten in all competitions for the breaks, and a very happy evening all round. And they booked themselves in the next round of the Buildbase FA Trophy, beating St Ives by 5 goals to 0.
So Paul, a very dominant performance out there. Your thoughts on the game?
I think the scoreline suggests that. I think the realities of the game, you know, we went in sort of 2-0. We went in half-time 2-0 up, and to be fair, the balance of play and little patterns of play, you'd have to say that they edged it really. I mean, they're very neat and tidy. play through the pitch well. They play a very narrow system, and we didn't really get a grip of that system. You know, you've got to go around them really, and we had to be brave enough to play through that sort of the two number 10s behind the 9. We did that better second half, and when we did that and got through that press, and we looked after the ball better, we got better quality in the box. And listen, we scored some good goals and, you know, made some good chances tonight. So, no, it was good. I think obviously at the, you know, but even in the first, I think what you've seen tonight, probably a couple of things between the sides. Obviously, I think similar to us with Banbury, the scenario that possibly, you know, they haven't played competitive. They've only played one competitive game in a period, and I think obviously you can see our lads' second half, the benefit of playing X amount of competitive games. I think when they had the upper hand, I think you've seen how well drilled we were defensively. We had a bad period probably in 20 minutes in the first half, but we still got blocks in, we got recovery tackles in, we got recovery runs in to make sure we kept the clean sheet intact, and probably physically as well. I think the difference between the two sides, if I'm being honest, I think you know, when you've got, you know, the physicality of the two boys on a high line, and the set plays are a threat. And no, and then, you know, listen, when the game really opened up, then we're bringing good players on the pitch as well. You're bringing Dan Meredith on the pitch, you're bringing Junior English on the pitch, you're bringing Cayman Anderson on the pitch. They've all added something as well second half. So just, you know, obviously, listen, in the end, it's been a good night's work. I'm not sure the scoreline fully reflects probably their efforts. But no, listen, you know, listen, we've had too many defeats over the years to these kind of games, so it was nice just to put in a real good performance and score some good goals. It was fantastic for Lance Smith, obviously, you know, to get another 3 tonight after everything he's been through. He's getting better and better. And young Danny Waldron, I thought he was excellent again tonight. He hasn't quite got the rewards he's probably deserved, but I thought he did really bright again tonight, and he scored 2 really good goals. So, no, really good.
I was going to say, we talk about performances, there's a lot of confidence around this team now, especially considering we're going into double figures now with the undefeated streak. Thoughts on that one?
Yeah, no, brilliant. I mean, listen, at this level of football, I know that there's a trophy game in there, but, you know, it's hard, it's tough at this level to string that many games together. Even the full-time teams struggle to do that. So, yeah, we're in a good place. Confidence is high. You can see the reaction of the players who've come in tonight. You know, Danny Waldron coming in, the lads coming off the bench, they're adding to it. You know, we weren't able to play Taylor Allen tonight. We had a really good game on Saturday, but Danny comes in. They're all pushing each other. Sam Osborne, who's been head and shoulders the best player in the National League this season, you know, a little bit off tonight, but there's other players have stepped up. So it's a good place, and I think, you know, it's like anything in life really. I think when people are confident, everything seems that a little bit easier when you feel like that. And I think there's 1 or 2 of the younger players growing into the league and the club. And listen, it's we're coming into a busy, festive fixture list, and in good spirits.